हेलो एंड वेलकम गाइस टू अपग्रेड। आज की वीडियो में यहाँ एक प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर डिस्कस करेंगे। ये प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर है इसरो की एक यूनिट दैट इज स्पेस एप्लीकेशन सेंटर अहमदाबाद का फॉर द पोस्ट ऑफ टेक्नीशियन बी इन ट्रेड इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स। ये एग्जामिनेशन हुआ था आपका 6 नवंबर 2016 का। यहाँ पर टोटल 100 क्वेश्चंस पूछे गए थे और टोटल 100 मार्क्स का था। टाइम दिया गया था यहाँ 1 आवर 30 मिनट्स का। तो यहाँ पर 100 क्वेश्चंस को डिटेल में डिस्कस करेंगे। ये क्वेश्चन पेपर उन कैंडिडेट्स के लिए ज़रूर हेल्पफुल होगा जो कैंडिडेट्स टेक्नीशियन बी का फॉर्म फिल करेंगे किसी भी डिपार्टमेंट में, या तो इसरो की किसी भी यूनिट में या फिर सेंट्रल या स्टेट गवर्नमेंट में किसी भी टेक्नीशियन पोस्ट के लिए, क्योंकि क्वेश्चंस लगभग सभी डिपार्टमेंट में सेम आते हैं और लेवल भी इसी तरीके का होता है। तो आपके लिए ये वीडियो ज़रूर हेल्पफुल होगा। अगर आप चैनल पर पहली बार विजिट कर रहे हैं तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करिएगा, इस वीडियो को लाइक ज़रूर करिएगा। तो बिना किसी देरी के आज का वीडियो शुरू करते हैं। तो यहाँ पर पहला क्वेश्चन देख सकते हैं, एज द फ्रीक्वेंसी इंक्रीजेज द कैपेसिटिव रिएक्टेंस ऑफ द सर्किट। तो कैपेसिटिव रिएक्टेंस ऑफ द सर्किट का फॉर्मूला होता है एक्सी बराबर 1/2 पाई एफ सी। तो यहाँ पर कैपेसिटिव रिएक्टेंस है एक्सी और इसका रिलेशन पूछ रहा है फ्रीक्वेंसी से। तो यहाँ देख सकते हैं इस रिलेशन से कैपेसिटिव रिएक्टेंस इज इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू द फ्रीक्वेंसी। तो अगर फ्रीक्वेंसी अगर हम यहाँ पर बढ़ाएंगे तो कैपेसिटिव रिएक्टेंस का मान घटेगा। तो करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज ऑप्शन ए, डिक्रीजेस। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज इन एन ऑसिलेटर द फीडबैक सिग्नल इज। तो हम जानते हैं ऑसिलेटर में फीडबैक सिग्नल हमेशा पॉजिटिव होता है। सो द करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज ऑप्शन ए, दैट इज इट इज इन द फेज विद द इनपुट सिग्नल। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज द कैलिब्रेशन सिग्नल यूजुअली अवेलेबल फ्रॉम अ CRO इज ऑफ, दैट इज द कैथोड रे ऑसिलोस्कोप में कैलिब्रेशन सिग्नल यूजुअली क्या होता है? इट इज यूजुअली सॉ टूथ वेव वोल्टेज। द करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज ऑप्शन सी। Next question is, if three 30 microfarad capacitors are connected in series, the net capacitance is। क्या क्वेश्चन पूछा है सीरीज में, तो 1/C1 प्लस 1/C2 प्लस 1/C3 करेंगे। तो यहाँ पर सॉल्व करेंगे तो यहाँ पर करेक्ट ऑप्शन आएगा ऑप्शन ए, दैट इज 10 माइक्रोफेराड। Next question is, in a series circuit the current is, options are different in different resistors, proportional to the resistance, constant, or it varies. So the correct answer is, in a series circuit the current is proportional to the resistance. Next question is, in an electronics or electrical circuit the angle between the voltage and the current is called as, the angle between them is called as the power factor, that is cos phi. The cosine of angle, as we all know that the cosine of angle between the voltage and the current is called the power factor. So यहाँ पे यही क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक से इलेक्ट्रिकल सर्किट में वोल्टेज एवं करंट के बीच का कोण क्या कहलाता है? तो इसे पावर फैक्टर बोलते हैं। करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज ऑप्शन बी। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, which of the following is used as an active component in electronic circuit? Options are transistor, resistor, capacitor, or inductor. So the correct answer is, the component which is used as an active component in electronic circuit is a transistor. Option A. Next question is, a logic gate circuit that outputs is high only when both of its inputs are low. So the correct option is option D, that is it's a NOR gate. Next question is, ALU stands for, the full form of ALU is, it is arithmetic logic unit. Option C. Next is, an operational amplifier can function as a, options are comparator, oscillator, amplifier, and option D is all of the above. That is, it can work as a comparator, oscillator, as well as an amplifier. So the correct option is option D. Next question is, the aspect ratio of TV receiver is. So the aspect ratio of a TV receiver is option C, that is 4:3. Next is, identify the symbol. So here in the given figure the symbol indicates the ESD. ESD stands for electrostatic discharge. So it is a warning symbol that denotes a device susceptibility to electrostatic discharge. So the correct option is option D. Moving on to the next question, which of the following is used for the measurement of dielectric loss of a capacitance? So as we all know, so for the measurement of dielectric loss, we prefer sharing bridge. A 10 volt DC source is connected to a series combination of 5 ohm resistance and 0.1 microfarad capacitor. What will be the current through the circuit under steady state? So here in the case of steady state, the current will be 0 ampere. The correct option is option D. Next is, when a low resistance is connected in parallel with a high resistance, the combined resistance is. So when a low resistance is connected in parallel with a high resistance, the combined resistance will always it will always be less than the value of low resistance. So the correct option is option B. The next question is, in an LC oscillator, the frequency of oscillator is, it is inversely proportional to the square root of L or C. The function of AGC in radio receiver is, options are to attenuate the input signal, to amplify the input signal, to compensate for the functions in received signal strength, or to reduce the noise in received signals. It is used to compensate for the fluctuations in the received signal strength. Coupling capacitors are used in amplifier circuits too. The coupling capacitors are used in amplifier to allow AC and DC voltages to be applied to the transistor without affecting each other. Correct option is option A. Next is, if the bandwidth of a bandpass filter increases, then Q decreases, the roll off rate increases, or the half power frequency decreases, or option D, the center frequency decreases. So if the bandwidth of a band pass filter increases, half power frequency decreases. Correct option is option C. Next question is, the LCM of 9, 8 and 12 is, so the LCM for 9, 8 and 12 is 72. Option A. Next is, a bus covered a distance of 200 km in 5 hours. If the bus travels with a uniform speed, how much more time required to travel a total distance of 320 km? So as we all know, this formula is speed is equals to distance upon time, and here in this question, the distance of 200 km has been traveled in 5 hours. So the speed must be 40 km per hour. Okay. So the bus speed is 40 km per hour and the total distance is 320 kilometers. Distance of 320 kilometer has to be covered with a speed of 40 km per hour. The time taken would be 8 hours. Next question is, what is the total power loss of if 2K and 1K parallel connected resistor have a total current of 3 milliampere? So on solving this we get 6 milliwatt. Correct option is option C. Next question is, if 1 kilo ohm resistor is directly connected across 20 volt battery, then what is the power dissipation? So using the formula P is equals to V square by R, we have the value of voltage as 20 volt and resistor as 1 kilo ohm, that is 1000 ohm. On solving this we get 0.4 watt. The correct option is option A. What happens to the total resistance in a circuit with parallel resistor if one of them opens? If in a parallel circuit one of the resistor opens, then the total resistance increases. Option A. Next question is, when the parallel resistors are of three different values, which have the greatest power dissipation? According to the formula, P is equals to V square by R. The power is inversely proportional to the resistance. The resistance value decreases, the power value increases, and if the resistance value increases, then the power value will decrease. So here the value of power is greater, then the resistance value must be low. So according to the option, the correct option is option A, the smallest value of the resistor. Next question is, that is 100 degree centigrade is equals to dash Fahrenheit. So the formula for converting the degree centigrade into Fahrenheit or vice versa is, the Fahrenheit value is equals to 9 by 5 multiplied by degree centigrade. The degree centigrade is 100, 9 by 5 multiplied by 100 plus 32. So here on solving this, 9 into 20 is 180 plus 32, it is 212. The correct option is option A, that is 212 degree Fahrenheit. Next is, the binary equivalent of decimal number 84 is, so we get 1010100. So here in this question, all the given options are incorrect. None of them matches the correct answer, but the correct answer is 1010100. Correct is, the binary equivalent of decimal number 84 is 1010100. Moving on to the next question, the value of Boltzmann constant K is. So the correct option is option C, that is 1.38 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 23 joule per Kelvin. Next question is, the value of charge Q of an electron is given by. It is given by 1.67 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Option A. Next question is, the resistor whose four color code stripes are yellow, violet, red and gold will have value of ohm first see the color codes as black. Firstly, it starts with black, brown, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, grey and white. And here some gold, then silver, and it is none, that is nothing. So it starts with 0, 1, 2. The coding starts from 0, 1, 2. Orange, it is orange, its code is 3. Yellow 4, green 5, blue 6, violet 7, grey 8 and white is 9. So here for the gold, it is the tolerance is plus minus 5%, the tolerance for the silver is plus minus 10%, and for the none is plus minus 20%. So now here the question is the color code for yellow, starting with a yellow, violet, red. So for the yellow, here the code is, as we all can see, that it is 4. Then it is violet. Then here the code for the violet is 7. Third term is red. So the third term here represents the multiplier. So here the red, the code for the red is 2. That is multiplied by 10 to the power 2. And then the gold is the tolerance. Here the plus minus 5% is the tolerance. So here it becomes 4700 plus minus 5%. The correct option is option C. Next question is the total capacitance of 3 capacitance of 100 picofarad in series is. So here the 100 picofarad. So here the 3 capacitance is connected in series. So we will solve as 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3 since the capacitors are connected in series. So 1 by 100 plus 1 by 100 plus 1 by 100. On solving this we get 33.3 picofarad. Correct option is option A. Next is which type of modulation is used in TV video transmission. In TV video transmission, we use AM modulation. Correct option is option A. Recommended time for making solder joint is, for making the solder joints, the time required is about 1 to 3 seconds. The correct option is option B. The melting point of SN63, that is tin 63 slash PB37, that is lead 37 solder is, it is 183 degrees centigrade. Correct option is option A. Next is dash diode is operated in reverse breakdown region. So the diode which is used in reverse breakdown region is Zener diode. Option C. Next is the lamp of 250 watt is connected to 250 volt AC. Then the current passing through the lamp is. So here power is 250 watt. The voltage given is 250 volt. So according to the formula P is equals to V multiplied by I. The current would be I is equals to 250 by 250, that is 1 ampere. Correct option is option D, that is 1000 milliampere, which is equals to 1 ampere. Next is 1 horsepower is equals to dash kilowatt. So 1 horsepower is equals to 0.746 kilowatt. Correct option is option A. The symbol XL represents, the symbol XL represents the inductive reactance. XL represents the inductive reactance and the formula for it is 2 by F multiplied by L. Next question is tachometer is used to measure. The tachometer is used to measure the rotational speed. Option B. Next question is in digital multimeter, what is used for display purpose? So in digital multimeters, liquid crystal displays are used for the display purpose. Option A is correct option. If a radio station is broadcasting 96.7 megahertz, then the wavelength is approximately, so using the formula C is equals to lambda into frequency. So here C is the velocity of the light, lambda is the wavelength and F is the frequency. So here in this question the frequency is given. So here in this question we have to find the wavelength. So wavelength is equals to C, velocity of light, that is 3 into 10 ki power 8, divided by the frequency given is 96.7 megahertz, that is 10 to the power 6. So on solving this we get lambda is equals to 3.1. So the correct option is option B, that is 3.1 meters. Next question is calculate the value of R. So here in this question the value of R1 is given as 20 ohms, R2 is 40 and R3 is also 40. So R2 and R3 are connected in parallel, so the equivalent resistance for the both becomes the 20 ohms and here. So here R1 that is 20 ohms, and the equivalent resistance between R2 and R3 becomes 20, that is 20. Both are connected in series, it becomes, the total resistance becomes 40 ohms. So the value of REFF becomes 40 ohm. The correct option is option B. Next question is, the average power in a AC circuit is given by. So the average power in an AC circuit is given by V multiplied by I, that is voltage multiplied by current, gives the average power in an AC circuit. Next question is, audio frequency range is. So the audio frequency range of humans is 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz. Option A is the correct answer. Which of the logic is fastest? Options are RTL, ECL, TTL or DTL. The fastest logic is option B, that is ECL. Next question is, the frequency range of VHF is. That is very high frequency ranges. It ranges between 30 megahertz to 300 megahertz. Next is, the frequency range of ultra high frequency is ranges between the 300 megahertz to 3 gigahertz. Correct option is option D. Next question is, while soldering components on PCB, tip of a soldering iron should be maintained at which degree centigrade? It should be maintained at 240 to 280 degrees centigrade. Option C is the correct answer. Next is, while soldering components on PCB, that should be first removed. While soldering on PCB, the solder iron. Option B, the solder iron should be first removed. Next question is, dash is used to transform DC voltage to AC voltage. To convert DC into AC, we use inverter. Option A. Inverter is used to transform DC voltage to AC voltage. Next question is, the register has 4 color bands with colors orange, green, blue and brown. Its value is. So again, the color code question is given, starting with the black, then brown, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, grey and white. So starting with the code from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 for yellow, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So the code for the orange is 3, the code for the green is 5. So here the third color is blue, which act as a multiplier. The code for the blue is 6, that is 10 to the power 6, and for the brown is plus minus 1%. So the correct option is option B, that is 35 mega ohms plus minus tolerance is 1%. Next question is, the solder is melted. So it is melted on the soldering iron tip. Option A is the correct option. Next is, pin number of TO5 package IC increases in. It increases in the anti-clockwise direction when viewed from the top. Option B is the correct option. Dash is used as an amplifier. So, transistor is used as an amplifier. Correct option is option B is the correct answer. That is, transistor is used as an amplifier. Next is, signal waveform can be seen on. It can be seen on oscilloscope. Correct option is option A. Next is, dash is a DC parameter. As we all know, the DC parameter is one and only resistance. Next is, the total value of 3 resistors of 150 ohm connected in parallel is. So again here now the resistor is connected in parallel, 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3, each resistor being value of 150 ohm. On solving this, we get R equivalent as 50 ohms. The correct option is option D. Next is, find the value of resistor having first ring as green, second is blue, third is orange and fourth ring is silver. So as we all know, the color code of green is 5. Then second ring is blue. The color code for the blue is 6. The third ring is orange. Act as a multiplier. The orange code is 3, that is 10 to the power 3. Now the fourth ring is for the tolerance, that is silver is tolerance is 10% plus minus 10%. So the correct option is 56 kilo ohm plus minus 10%. Next question is again based on the color code. The value of the resistor having the color band of red, orange and gold. The color code for red is 2. So color for the orange is 3, that is multiplied by 10 to the power 3, and the tolerance for the gold is plus minus 5%. So the correct option is option again B, that is 22 kilo ohm plus minus 5%. Next question is, a resistor has a 4 color band of colors red, brown, gold and silver. Its value is. So now here in the question, the color code for red is, as we all know, is 2. The color code for brown is 1. The color code for gold being in the third place, so it acts as a multiplier. The multiplier value will be 10 to the power minus 1 for the gold, and for the silver it is tolerance is plus minus 10%. Solving this we get 2.1 ohms plus minus 10%. Correct option is option C, that is 2.1 ohms plus minus 10%. If any student, if any candidate has a confusion in any of the question, can comment down in the comment section. I will try to reply every comment. The melting point of SN62 PB36 AG2 solder is, it is 179, option B. Next question is 86 degree Fahrenheit is equals to dash degree centigrade. As I have earlier told, the formula for the relation between the Fahrenheit and degree centigrade, using that same formula, Fahrenheit is equals to 9 by 5 multiplied by the degree centigrade value plus 32. Here the Fahrenheit value is given as 86 is equals to 9 by 5 multiplied by C plus 32. Solving this we get 30 degrees centigrade. So the correct option is option A, that is 86 degree Fahrenheit is equals to 30 degrees centigrade. The basic reason for using flux in soldering is for better contact. For better contact we use flux in the soldering. Next is tab on 10 pin TO 5 packages IC indicates the pin number as 1. Option A. Next question is, a 10 microfarad capacitor is connected in parallel with 20 microfarad capacitor. The effective capacitance is, so if a capacitor is connected in parallel, both the capacitance gets added. So here 10 and 20 microfarad capacitor gets added, becomes 30 microfarad. Option A is the correct option. Next question is, 10 microfarad capacitor is connected in parallel with 20 microfarad capacitor. The effective capacitance is, if the capacitors are connected in parallel, then the effective value of a capacitor is by adding both the capacitors. So here by adding 10 and 20 we get 30 microfarad. So the effective value of capacitance is 30 microfarad. Option A is the correct answer. Next is, two capacitor of 150 microfarad each are connected in series. So here the effective capacitance would be, so since here the capacitor are connected in series, we will solve as 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. So 1 by 150 plus 1 by 150 we get as 75 microfarad as the effective capacitance. So option B is the correct option. Next question is, 4 resistance of 1 mega ohm are connected in parallel. The effective resistance value is, we will solve as 1 by 10 to the power 6 plus 1 by 10 to the power 6 plus 1 by 10 to the power 6 plus 1 by 10 to the power 6, because all the 4 resistors are of the same value, that is 1 mega ohm, are connected in parallel. So the effective value is 250 kilo ohm. Option B is the correct answer. Next question is, the magnitude of the beam current in cathode ray tube can be adjusted by, it can be adjusted by the voltage control, that is option A, that is the magnitude of a beam current in CRO can be adjusted by tube voltage control. So next question is to convert a binary number into decimal number. So on converting this we get 73 as a decimal number. Correct option is option B. Next question is, color code for 83 kilo ohm plus minus 5% tolerance resistance is. So here the first code number is 8. 8 represents the gray. Next is 3. 3 represents the orange. Again it is kilo, that is 10 to the power 3. That is again it represents the orange code, and the 5% tolerance represents the gold. Correct option is option C. This question asks is again related to the color code resistance. The color resistance band with colors orange, white, green, golden, then its value is, so the code for the orange is, as we all know, is 3. The color code for the white is 9. The color code for green is, here that it will act as a multiplier. So the color code for green is 10 to the power 5, and the tolerance for the gold is plus minus 5%. So on solving this we get 39 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 plus minus 5%. The correct option is option A. Next is, the purpose of communication satellite is. So the purpose of communication satellite is option D, that is TV and the telephone link. Next is relationship between light velocity, frequency and the wavelength. So relation between is C is equals to lambda multiplied by frequency. Here C represents the velocity or the speed of the light, lambda is the wavelength, f is the frequency. So correct option is option C. Next question is, common collector amplifier is used for. Common collector amplifier is used for current gain purpose. A coat of solder is left on soldering iron tip in order to. It is left in order to check working of iron. Option A. Next is IPA stands for. It stands for isopropyl alcohol. Option A is the correct answer. Coaxial cable is used in dash circuit. Coaxial cable is used in internet circuits. It is used in internet circuits. Next question is, characteristic impedance of TV antenna is. The characteristic impedance of TV antenna is 75 ohms. When two capacitors C1 and C2 are connected in series, then total capacitance C total is. When the two capacitors are connected in series, the C equivalent becomes as 1 by C equivalent is equals to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. On solving this, we get C1 multiplied by C2 upon C1 plus C2. That is, here the C equivalent is equals to C1 multiplied by C2 divided by C1 plus C2. Option B is the correct answer. Next question is, 1 meter is equals to dash micrometer. 1 meter is equals to 10 to the power minus 6 micrometer. So the correct option is option C. Next question is, 5 into 10 to the power 6 ohms is equals to dash kilo ohms. Correct option is option A, that is 500 kilo ohms is equals to 5 into 10 to the power 6 ohms. Correct option is option A. Next question is, the frequency of FM radio band is. The frequency of FM radio band is, it ranges from 87.5 to 108 megahertz. Option D is the correct answer. Next question is, the mobile charger is a kind of dash rectifier. The mobile charger is a kind of full wave rectifier. Next is, the electrical power measured in. The electrical power is measured in watt. Option B is the correct answer. Next is, the calculate the effective capacitance for the following circuit diagram. The value of C1 and C2 capacitor is 20 microfarad each, and the value for the C3 is 30 microfarad each. So here the capacitance are connected in series. So the equivalent capacitance we get, here both the capacitance are connected in series. So the equivalent capacitance here is 10 microfarad and for here is 15 microfarad. Now 10 and 15 microfarads are connected in parallel, so for finding the effective value of capacitance, we add both the capacitance, we get 25 microfarad. Correct option is option C, that is 25 microfarad. Next is, the calculate the value of voltage drop V2 across the resistor R2. The value of voltage V1 is given as 10 volt, R1 is 10 ohm and R2 is 15 ohms. So here both the resistors are connected in series. So R equivalent is 25 ohms. The voltage given is 10 volt. So I is equals to V by R. Here voltage is 10 by resistance is 25. On solving this, we get 2 by 5 amperes. So voltage drop across resistance R2. Since the circuit is common, since the circuit is series circuit, the current will be same. So it will be 2 by 5 multiplied by the resistance R2. We get 6 volt. The voltage drop across the resistance R2 is 6 volt. Option B is the correct answer. Next question is, calculate the total current in the following circuit. Here the resistance R2 and R connected in parallel. Solving this, 20 parallel 30 ohm plus 10 ohm. We will get R equivalent, and here the voltage given is 20 volt, and using the formula V is equals to IR, we can easily find the value of current. So the correct answer is for this question is current value is 1 ampere. Next question is, which kind of device is shown in the given diagram? So here the diagram represents the NPN transistor. Next question is again to identify the device. So here the device is the photodiode. Since the ray of light coming towards the diode, so it is photodiode. If the ray of light goes away from the diode like this, then it becomes the light emitting diode. Next question is, identify the waveform. So the waveform is sawtooth waveform. Calculate the total inductance value of the given circuit. So here the inductance are connected in series. So L total becomes 30 plus 30 plus 30. Total becomes 90 millihenry. Correct option is option A. The next question is to convert decimal number 170 into its binary equivalent. This is the binary equivalent of decimal number 170. So the correct option is option C. Next question is to convert the binary number into its decimal number. So on solving this, we get the correct option is option D, that is 54. Next is to identify the bridge. The bridge represents the Anderson Bridge. Option A is the correct option. So here the bridge represents, here the bridge is the Wheatstone Bridge. Correct option is option C. Next question is to convert the decimal number into its binary equivalent. Again, the binary equivalent of the decimal number 200 is 1100 1000. Next question is transformer operates on dash principle. The transformer operates on Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. 102.2 farad is equals to dash degree centigrade. The formula for the relation between the Fahrenheit and the degree centigrade is Fahrenheit is equals to 9 by 5 multiplied by C plus 32. So here the Fahrenheit given value is 102.2 is equals to 9 by 5 multiplied by degree centigrade plus 32. On solving this, we get 39 degrees centigrade. Correct option is option D, that is 39 degrees centigrade. The absolute zero temperature is that minus 273 degrees centigrade. The next question is the symbol Xc represents. The Xc represents the capacitive reactance. The formula for capacitive reactance is 1 by 2 pi Fc. Here Xc represents the capacitive reactance, F represents the frequency, and C is the capacitance. So this was the total 100 question which I have discussed for the post of technician B in the trade electronics for the ISRO's Space Application Center Ahmedabad. The exam was held in 2016. If any one of you have any query to any question, can comment down in the comment section and can ask me. I will try to help you. If you find this video helpful, do like, comment, share and subscribe to our channel. We will see you in the next video. Till then, take care and bye.